Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say Gosso, the remix.
DMB, Tuck Spice, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty who's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so tough. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes are killing time. I found me a beautiful girl.
Body me LP,
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from the planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. Beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer. And when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lay several presents and gifts. Call me Santa. Claus, I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me Aston Kutcher, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'm a go-getter. Since I'm a go-getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing time. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How on a day? How's everybody doing? Good? Welcome back. Late nights at the Man of Prestige. Let's talk. How on a day? How's everybody doing? Good? Do me a favor, hit that like button, share and subscribe. Let's get the likes up as you're coming in. Good to see you, Natu. Hello, Natu. Hello, Victorine. Hello. We're live. Awesome. And late night at the Man of Prestige. We're not gonna take too long here tonight. I just want to make sure I touch base. This is a warm-up, okay? Tomorrow we're coming back live at 5 p.m. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure you're here tomorrow. Also on Friday, we have a show on Saturday and Sunday as well. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. How's everybody doing? Good? It's been a lot of fun over the past few days, right? A lot of events over the past few days. A lot of events. Hit that like button. Turn up on the like button. Let's ping a few other people into the room. Hey, Patricia. Good to see you. I'm good. I'm great, Patricia. How are you? Good? Awesome. Hit that like button. Let's get some more people in the room. We have a quick reaction tonight. Okay, we have a quick reaction tonight. But you know, like I said, a lot of events over the past few days. But here's one of them, just in case you missed it.
Someone say abroad people are poor. We know they give shishi. Man of Prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. You know what he do? He just sent me $10. He just wrote abroad money. Now you win today. Now you win. I agree. He just put there $10 abroad money. Man of Prestige. Now man you be. He made his point and he put his money there. Maybe you say we are poor, Abi. See money.
Yeah, we're back. Anyway, so you will be seeing that I'm gonna make that into a drop. I'm gonna also have a nice drop, just to keep adding on to our credibility here at the Prestige family. Okay, but yes, we're gonna have some fun tonight. I'll be right back. All right, Brother Patrick, good to see you, sir. How are you, sir? He said, Ola Bio Adana abroad money. Yes, abroad money. Money. How do they say? They said money. How do they say that thing? something is cheap, talk is cheap, money something like money talk, something like that. But anyway, yeah, no big deal, but a big deal because we will be using that drop, okay? Because that's and you will see the effect of it over time, okay? But shout out to Auntie B. Yeah, like I said, it's been an eventful past few days. I didn't have a chance to come and do live here, but we're dropping videos all along. So today we're talking about Manita caught in bed with her brother-in-law, and she narrates why. All right, so this is a video. You might have seen the reaction on TB's platform already, but we should talk about it anyway. We should talk about it, okay? And then if we have a few more minutes in the hour, there's a reaction, another short reaction we're going to do. As always, I just want to extract the lessons. I want to have a good time. I want us to laugh. You know, there's a method to what I do here, as you know, right? I want us to laugh, have a good time, learn some real lessons, you know, right? But you know, today is kind of like the last day of the week for me, so I'm chilling, okay? But I can't wait to come back tomorrow at 5 p.m. like I said. My name is Ola, just in case you're wondering. This is Man of Prestige. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. Over here, basically, we talk about relationships from a power standpoint. We talk about self-social, emotional intelligence. We also talk about seduction and attraction. Okay, these are the angles we come from. We basically avoid anything that looks like it's forced, anything that looks like the idea of discounting emotions. Avoid it, because emotion is not anybody's mate. Okay, emotion is not anybody's mate, so we need to pay attention to that. Okay. All right, so with that being said, there's this Manita here. If you're wondering what Manita is a character here on Men of Prestige. Chia was asking me earlier in the group, and she was like, what does the M stand for? I was giving her answers on the fly. I said the man stands for a name made up by Men of Prestige. But you know, so we have McKinney, we have Manita. So you might see those names coming up here from time to time. You might also see a name called Bishop, McKinney, Manita, Koala Bear, right? You might see that from time to time. So be on the lookout for that. So today we're going to talk about a Manita who was caught in bed. Manita is a female, right? It's a female McKinney especially, but McKinney is like a male Manita, right? We're giving them name as we go along, so we can, you know, create a long movie from this, okay? But today, Manita, what did Manita do today? She got caught in bed with her brother-in-law, and she's also going to tell us why. And yeah, let me see here. Let me show you the thumbnail that probably brought you in here. Shout out to everybody that are just coming in. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share and subscribe. We're going somewhere, and yeah, we hit 3,000 subscribers. Can you believe it? 3,000 subscribers. Oh, I'm telling you. Can you believe it? 3,000 subscribers. You know what it takes to be 3,000 subscribers? So I'm not even messing with you today. Let me tell you something. That's a big deal, okay? Yes, I know we're going for 3 million, but 3,000 subscribers. I just want to say thank you. If you're here, you're hanging out with me. If you're chatting, it means you're subscribed. So thank you to you, okay? Thank you to you. And the honest truth is that I couldn't do it without you. Imagine if I'm here hanging out by myself and I'm having 0 views, 20 views, 18, 16 views, in spite of, it won't make sense, right? But we're here because you're obviously finding value in what we're doing here, and I want to say thank you for that, because that's a big deal. Because I'm not the only one saying anything that makes sense. There are other people that you might find useful as well, that you might find, you know. But you know, I'm glad I'm able to bring some value. Okay. All right. So what we're talking about today is this topic. let's get into it. Let's get into it, right? We're talking about this topic today. Cheater or neglect? Cheater or neglect? Is she a cheater, or this was completely neglect, right? So when you hear people say women have a hard time with accountability, there's more to that story, obviously, right? But within a romantic setting, romantic relationship, I do think that is a real thing, okay? And we don't have to agree right now or agree to disagree. We can just start unpacking some of these examples over time, right? And then maybe in the next 3 years or so, once we hit maybe about 3 million subscribers, we will look back again and say, is it true? Is it true? Somebody said, fear woman. Is it true? The women and accountability, is it 5 and 6 or 5 and 5,000? So anyway, yes, let's talk about it. But there's this case here. There's clearly a situation where somebody has a clear opportunity to hold themselves accountable. But sometimes, you know, you have to make them do some shalaye. You know, they do shalaye, then they come back and admit it.
Somebody say abroad people are poor. We know they give shishi. Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. You know what he do?
I'm sorry. No, I'm not gonna play like that. All right, but yeah. So I'm gonna play this video. We're just gonna dissect it together and have some fun with it. Okay, let's get to it.
My name is Mrs. Princess Enwemadu, wife of Pastor Ugochukwu Enwemadu. I know you saw a video.
So there's a backstory to it that I wasn't privy to. I couldn't find a video, to be honest with you. But tonight I've wanted to react to this maybe about 2 weeks ago, but other things kept happening. The video happened, then there was a manita that came here to try to drag us here, and you know, but you know, I'm like, you know, I still have to get back to this story because it keeps showing up. There are many stories like that I just forget. You know, things happen, trending news, and I just forget. But this one kept popping up. I said we'll talk about it. But the backstory is that she got caught. She cheated on her husband. Her husband is a pastor, and she cheated on the husband with his brother, her brother-in-law. Okay, so she came back to do some shalaye. So she decided she wanted to tell the world why she did it, right? So I'm not sure if you have patience for why she did it, but hey, you know, let's see if there's anything in it. Honestly, I don't recall anything in it. I'm just watching with you live right now. Let's go.
Where my husband caught me in bed with his younger brother.
Jesus Christ.
I know that most of you are criticizing me, and that's.
She said, I know that most of you are criticizing me. Wait, what's the meaning of criticizing? Is that what criticizing is? Okay. Now, clearly, she's been held accountable by the public because this video went viral, right? But criticize, what is the meaning of criticize? You know, I don't want to nitpick the word, but you know, I don't want to skip it if I'm smelling entitlement already. Even in the word, right? I don't want to skip that part. That's what I'm smelling. I'm smelling like some immediate sense of entitlement, like criticize. Okay, indicate the fault. Okay, I guess in a disapproving way. Okay, all right. Maybe it's criticizing. Let's keep going. We could call it criticizing. But I smell the spirit behind using that word, like, you are criticizing me. Take out the speck in your own eyes.
Okay, I'm not even happy with myself. I'm not glad I did what I did, okay. But I'm just here to tell you what happened. Not that it was enough reason for me to do what I did, but then...
Okay, let's be fair to her. She said not that it was enough reason. But she's about to say but. Right?
I'm human, and
she says she's human. Now, that's a fact, right? But it's almost like she's also gaslighting us. Like, no, we didn't know you were human. No, we didn't know that already, right?
Not that it was enough reason for me to do what I did, but then I'm human, and I made a mistake, yes. So the thing is, my husband is a good man. He's devoted to his service to God and humanity, and I can't say he did anything to me, but then he...
So let's remember, she's holding herself accountable. Fair enough. She said her husband too, he didn't do anything wrong, right? But let's keep going. At this point, you should stop. It's like, I just want to say I apologize for my behavior. I'm seeking help. I'm seeking healing. Thank you so much, and be gone, right? That will be ideal. But I'm guessing she has more to say.
As much as he's doing the work of God, he forgot that he also owes me his duties as...
These are the issue with duties. Everybody see these words that people throw around all the time. I'm like, duty, responsibility. Kilo me, what do you mean? Because on the surface it sounds good, right? Duty, engaging your duty, doing what you're supposed to do, right? What did she say? She said he forgot his duties.
But then he, as much as he's doing the work of God, he forgot that he also owes me his duties.
She said he owes me
As
his duties.
My husband, he neglected them. He's always going on fastings, going to the mountains.
Before we continue, please get the likes up. Thank you. Get the likes up. I beg all of you now. Do a quick, just hit the thing and turn up on the likes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Can you hit the like? Can I get about... Thank you. I just got one person just hit the like button. We're missing about 8 people hitting the like button. Thank you. Can you do that real quickly? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Before we continue. Thank you. I just got one more. I need 7 more. Let's get it up there. Thank you. Hit that like button. I appreciate you. For being here tonight. Thank you. That's how we ping other people into the room. Okay, the algorithms need you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I need 2 more. I need one more. I trust you now. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's continue.
To pray, doing the work of God, going for services, fasting for 14 days, 7 days.
So she's making a case here that it's a real thing, but unfortunately, I can't make this. Okay, so I try to deal with. Okay, the reason why I'm Monkalolo, because I'm stammering, because I'm trying to make a point. Okay, and I want to make sure I make it right. Okay, yes, it is a thing. Pastors, a lot of pastors have a tendency to neglect their wives, because after all, they're pastors, and she's supposed to be responsible, and be Yakbadi. She's supposed to be a pastor's wife and be engaged in duties as well. She shouldn't be complaining. What are you complaining about, right? She's supposed to be all of that, right? Supposed to be. You know, a lot of supposed to. It should, coulda, woulda, right? That's what people do, right? They talk about all of the fantasies, and they neglect the reality, right? So she's making a good point. I just don't think it should be coming from her. Okay, so let me see. Lady Navora, good to see you, Lady Navora. She said, check your message. I saw that in the afternoon during the premiere. Send me an email. The email should be on the screen somewhere. I think it's questions@lolaandola.com. Send me an email. questions@lolaandola.com. I appreciate you. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right, so there you go. Yeah, let's hit the like button as you're coming in. Thank you. All right, so there is a case to be made there, right, for pastor's wife, right? Pastor's wife is supposed to, but the pastor is supposed to make sure that the home front is good. And that's a good message for the pastors. Make sure the home front is good. Your first ministry is the house, right? But that's not what's going on here. Let's focus, right? It shouldn't be coming from her. We talk about emotional intelligence here. It makes sense to me that a woman who would fall for this, a manita, would lack emotional intelligence. It makes sense to me already, right? But no matter how many times I see these kind of cases, I'm still like,
21 days as the Spirit leads. Sometimes he travels for conferences, conventions, anything it takes. Sometimes he's away for a month.
So a pastor is away for a month. Now, if you are in Nigeria and you come to Yankee for a whole month and you left your wife, I understand that that's possible all the time. Well, you should also be processing so she can travel with you. If it's happening consistently, you guys should be on the same page. That's the way you carry your wife along, right? That wouldn't be the case. That doesn't excuse Auntie Manita sleeping with the brother, right? Because I have to keep going back to that, because again, what are we talking about? Why is she coming up with all this stuff right now? It's too late, right? But it's a real point that she's making that I think, yeah. But, there's this idea that people just try to threaten people and say, hey, if you don't pay attention to your duty, your wife will just sleep with somebody. Like, it's that simple. She could just jump. Your whole wife can just jump out in the street and sleep with somebody else. It happens, but I'm saying, is that like something that happens every day? It's weird. Let's keep going.
Sometimes 2 months, sometimes more, and even when he's home, he's always fasting. He'll tell me it's always from one fasting to another. Sometimes he will tell you.
So he's always fasting too. He's always praying. Again, these things are beautiful on the surface, right? But clearly, we're talking about a wife who has committed the ultimate betrayal, right?
He wants to pray and he's supposed to abstain from some things. And I'm human.
So that's my wife is always liking to ask this question. She asks the questions anyway. We'll go somewhere. She'll be asking the people. She asked, well, last time we went to Dr. Shala's event, she asked him, like, is it necessary to avoid sex during fasting and prayer? This is a question that comes up a lot. The reason why it's coming up because people literally do this, and there's a lot of pastors that will say, hey, I can't do that right now because we're fasting and praying, right? And she's here complaining about it right now. And I still don't see that it justified his behavior, but
always fasting. He'll tell me it's always from one fasting to another. Sometimes he will tell you he wants to pray and he's supposed to abstain from some things. And I'm human. As much as I know that he's doing the work of God, but I also have my own needs as his.
So this is what it sounds like when she says I'm human. It sounds like I am human. Because I am human, I will be caught in bed with my brother-in-law. That's what it sounds like. Because that's what we're talking about, right? And that just doesn't make any sense, But again, it's no wonder why she would fall on her brother-in-law's bola. Since she can't see that what she's saying doesn't make any sense, right? I'm human. So because I'm human, if you're human, you can also make a choice and say, listen, we can't keep doing this. I have needs. If you don't want a wife, don't have a wife. She can also say that too, right? But she chose to say, I'm human, let me just do what I gotta do. That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, you tell me what you think.
Wife, I have needs that he needs to fulfill, needs that are to be met. you all can agree with me on that. And
no, I don't agree with you. The needs is not the conversation right now. Okay. The needs is not the conversation right now. The needs right now is an explanation. Probably he's trying to get some clarity, some closure. Like, how could you, right? But I guess she's giving an explanation.
when he wasn't doing that, I don't know. That was what led to my doing what I did. I tried to talk to him about it severally, but he kept on insisting that he has to do what he has to do for God and for the people that are under
wow.
him. Am I supposed to gratify myself of these desires that I have? I can't. I need somebody. As much as I want to serve God, I also want my husband. I need my husband.
So let me ask you, gentlemen, if this was you, would you accept her back? Does this sound like a remorseful person to you? Right? But even if she's actually remorseful, would you accept this? Right? Because she's saying, I need my husband back, right? Is this a complete mistake? Is this, like, clearly she will claim it's a mistake? I don't know, you know. It can be a mistake and a choice at the same time, I guess. Right? So the idea here is not to judge her. It's just that it's like no wonder why she fell into it in the first place. Okay? It's like no wonder. Because if she's talking, like, if she thinks this is a smart move for her to come to the public and come and say this, if she doesn't realize that she's perpetuating the embarrassment of this man, it's no wonder she fell into this situation in the first place. Sounds like a very weak person, right? Let me see what Brother Patrick said. Brother Patrick said, coming to public space to talk about it, it's my concern. The lady needs counseling. The internet in-law will not exonerate her for where exactly. She needs to beg her husband. Right. Would you advise this kind of husband to take her back, Brother Patrick? Keep in mind, this is not just some stranger. This is not just some unknown. This is the brother-in-law. She slept with the brother-in-law. Would you advise him to take her back?
For 8 good months, my husband hasn't touched me. Yes.
Husband has not touched her for 8 good months. Okay. All you need is 3 months, in my opinion. That's just my own opinion or rules. And you can say, I'm out of this marriage. You have that choice always. 8 months. Is that a good enough excuse to sleep with his brother? If you ask me, I would say there's some resentment, there's some vindictive behavior involved in this. Right? But let's see. She has some more to say.
My husband hasn't touched me. I haven't felt his warmth.
I haven't felt his warmth. Wow, she's even describing, is this a skit or something? Because it started to sound like a skit to me. She's framing words, poetic words and stuff. I haven't felt his warmth.
Nothing. He hasn't been there on the cold nights. There are even things about me that he doesn't even know about. I'm very sure you guys will not even agree with such attitude. I mean...
Attitude? Now, let's be honest. For 8 months, if he's traveling a lot, you know, or maybe he was away, that would make sense. But if he's around from time to time, but he hasn't touched her for 8 months, there's more to it. There's more to these stories as usual, right? I just don't think it still justifies sleeping with his brother, right? Like, how much of a low self-esteem do you need? How low of a self-esteem do you need to be at to be able to do this kind of stuff, right? How bad could it be, right? There's options. There's other options, right? She might claim, well, I didn't have options and I have needs. Like, well, usually needs also comes with feeling sexy, feeling confidence, feeling wanted, feeling like, oh, somebody's giving you attention. Let's hear what she has to say.
I love God too. I want to serve God. That is why we have each other.
She says she loved God too.
I'm sure it was my love for God that attracted me to him.
Wait, she's talking about herself almost, not all the way, almost in third person. Okay? She's talking about herself almost in third person. I am sure, it's like you could say, what attracted me is, right? I am sure it was the love for God. Now, the truth is that there are women like that. Okay, now that reminds me, that's one of the reasons why my wife suggested that I still do this reaction. There are women like that, absolutely. Okay, in the body of Christ, what attracts them is Jim pastor, right? A person who speaks, if it for speaking in tongues, that's all they need, and they start getting wet, and they're like, that's gonna be my husband. I'm telling you the truth. I've seen a lot of that all my life. Now, this is not exactly far-fetched. It's normal human behavior, because that a person of influence, exude confidence, and that's attractive, right? But at some point, if we're talking about marriage, you're gonna have to start to look a little bit deeper and says, is there some kind of substance here that we can hang on to for a lifetime? Right? So is that, because again, the public, like Brother Patrick said, will not accept the excuse when you come back and tell us that this is why you slept with his brother. I'm not sure if there's any need for any kind of excuse. She didn't claim she's giving an excuse, but she's effectively giving excuses, right? But again, I'm not surprised. If she's giving all this excuse, she's that type of chick that will fall on Ebola. Ebola of the brother-in-law. It's crazy. It's crazy. But another good point to pull out there, for those of you that are attracted to Holy Spirit, there's nothing wrong with, listen, let me tell you something about spirituality and your faith. It's personal. Okay? It does not excuse you from your responsibilities of vetting, building yourself, okay, engaging wise counsel and wisdom. There are principles that guide the life that you're trying to live, the world that you're living in, right? There are principles that guide this life. You can't turn around and say, because I'm this, I'm just going to move mad. You will just end up in one chance. Okay? And now come back and try to use it as an excuse. Okay? I'm sure that's what I'm attracted to. Like, really? It can attract you fresh, like, immediate attraction. You just met a person, it's a pastor, is on fire for God. There's nothing wrong with that, but you still need to ask more questions. Like, you need to dig a little bit deeper, right? What about being a virgin, right? What about being a virgin as a Christian? Christianity values. You're trying to do the right thing. You want to be a virgin. You don't want to go there. Or maybe you've done it. You want to be celibate before, right? The idea of that, okay? Now I'm remembering. I know it will come back to me. This is one of the reasons why my wife wanted me to do this session. The idea of it is the same concept behind fasting, right? Like delayed gratification, right? To build yourself. The same reason why you go to the gym, right? You strain your muscles a little bit so you can build it, right? Balanced diet, discipline. The idea is discipline, right? The idea is not the absence of sexual attraction. a lot of people misconstrue virginity. They use it synonymously as the absence of sexual attraction. If you have absence of sexual attraction, what you're practicing is not celibacy. Okay? You shouldn't be getting married because there's a chance the other person would want you to have some sexual attraction, or they have sexual attraction towards you and they're looking forward to that someday. They're just practicing delayed gratification from a place of discipline so they can build themselves spiritually. That's the idea of it. Okay, if you're a person, because I saw somebody when Auntie B was actually doing this session saying, I remember that comment. The person said, well, I don't think it's a bit easy food. There's no, and they're saying the same thing in the same breath as virginity. No. Virginity, or more accurately spoken, celibacy, right? Because you're doing delayed gratification, right, is different from absence of sexual attraction. If you have absence of sexual attraction and the only thing you're attracted to is the fact that this person is a pastor, you do not need to be getting married, because it's going to backfire. And that's what she's talking about right now. Okay? If a person is not demonstrating that they're sexually attracted to you, even if it's just a little poke out of his crotch, even if it's just something, even if it's just the vibe, you're like, no, don't touch me. No, remember what we're trying to do. Okay, you're right. If those moments never came, you don't even feel anything at all, yeah, in my personal opinion, what you have is not good enough. Okay, because somebody is looking forward to something and they will be disappointed badly. Okay, they'll be disappointed badly, and I don't think anyone else is spelling this out well enough, because everybody's hiding behind the scripture somewhere. What I'm trying to tell you is that temptations are a natural part of the process when you're practicing celibacy. There's nothing wrong with that. The idea is to build yourself spiritually. But the idea also is that there is presence of temptation so that you can actually know you're doing something. There is some kind of resistance going on, right? Resistance going on that you should feel on your part, but also on the other person's part. If the person is just all spirit cocoa and they've never expressed it in one shape, form or the other, I'll be very careful with that. I'll be very, especially in this sexualized world, which a lot of people resent. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with these people. But bottom line is that we're sexual beings. Especially in this over-sexualized world, you can't smell it. Nobody is smelling. Nobody is doing anything. And you're not coming back later and say, this is why. These are the issues. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you're as much as you're trying to do the spiritual thing, you're still a human being. That's the idea. You'll be tempted. The devil will try to tempt you. And in passing this temptation, or sometimes failing, is how you learn. That's how you build yourself. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, right? How can you even claim to build anything if you've never been tempted before? Could make sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. It's not making sense, right? Okay, so, and I think that's what she's speaking to there. There's a lot of people going through that,
and it's the same for me. But how is it that he got so much, he got into this that he forgot that he has a wife? After God, it is me. But then all his focus was on God.
I can't help it. She sounds slow. She said, after God, and then there is me. After God, there's you. Okay. All right. Clearly, he did not want you. All right. But somehow, he married you.
He's supposed to draw me to him, but then it's as if he is drawing me away from him. 8 good months without my husband. 8 good months without being touched. 8 good months doing this marriage thing alone.
8 months of doing this marriage thing alone, there was no marriage. Okay, I have to conclude there was no marriage. But again, even if, let's say you even filed for divorce, you still, it's just not right to go and mess with his brother. This is the part she's trying to get us to skip, and I refuse to skip it. I will acknowledge she's making some points, okay, about 8 months not touching you. Why did you neglect me? I will acknowledge that, but I will always have to go back to, you messed with the homie. You smashed the homie. We don't do that. Okay, you can, but you'll collect from the public. Okay.
I've been neglected.
Huh?
Your daddy.
I didn't want to have anything to do with his younger brother, but I was pushed.
She says she was pushed. If you believe this story, if you believe this story,
Oh my days, irú ọmọ wo wá rèé nítorí Ọlọ́run.
we can't generalize, but clearly this woman lacks complete, there's no sense of accountability at all. None. Zero. None. She says she got pushed.
Sorry.
She was pushed.
There was nothing I could do. I needed someone to talk to. I needed someone to lean on his shoulders. I needed someone to cry to. His younger brother was always there.
That is God.
Talk to. His younger brother was there on those lonely nights.
Wow.
His younger brother was there on those cold nights. What would I have done? What if tables were turned? Wouldn't he have?
She said, what if tables were turned? Now she's getting in the zone of comparisons. Now she's trying to compare.
Someone to lean on his shoulders. I needed someone to cry to. His younger brother was always there. And I needed someone to talk to. His younger brother was there on those lonely nights. His younger brother was there on those cold nights. What would I have done?
She said on those, his younger brother was there on those cold nights.
Sorry.
Yeah. I hate to say there's some reality check in some of the stuff she said. Human beings will commit this, they will do this, hey, pretty vibrant. She said she's crazy. I feel like slapping Shaggy out of her. Yeah, human beings will do this. Human beings are capable of this kind of atrocities. Obviously, not everyone. Okay? Well, not everyone. And the only lesson there is that don't put yourself in compromising positions, because human beings are capable of this. And then come back and try to justify the BS like she is right now. She says she got pushed. Okay, if you got pushed. Anyway, I dropped the link in there. If you have a comment, one or two, let me go into this. That was that story really quickly. The key lesson there is that spirituality thing. Calm down. There are things you're responsible for. God has given you autonomy, agency. You have the right to make certain decisions, okay? And one of those decisions is positioning yourself so that you don't lose. Don't put yourself on a pedestal, because you can fall, okay? And if you do fall, out of self-preservation, you might just try to justify nonsense, and we're not going to accept that, because some things are just you cross the line too much, right? That line has been crossed, because now she doesn't realize she's agitating the issue. She stopped, and then she's twisting it by even coming back to give us excuses. What she should do is basically shut up forever.
Sorry.
That's what she should be doing. Shutting up forever. All right. But let me see. I think I was watching this video earlier today. Well, yeah, I'm still watching. I'm still in the middle of it. It's called Stop Being Broke. Fresh and Fit was on a dating thingy here. Anyway, for those of you that might be watching replay and those of you watching live right now, your support is always appreciated. Thank you so much.
This is Jules, VP of Account.
All right, so let me play this video. It says stop being broke.
Cashapp company about to use grammar PR issue.
This was on the Iced Coffee Hour. It's a podcast that I stumble into every now and then. I'm a fan of is it Grant or Graham? Graham Stefan, something like that. Yeah, this guy. So this guy, Fresh and Fit, are on it. Let's see what they have to say. I think you might be triggered a little bit, but let's see.
On average, security. Like, she can also have a job.
Full standard. Men and women are not the same. There's behaviors that are completely unacceptable for women, and there's behaviors that are completely unacceptable for men, and that's okay. And my thing is that women get mad at double standards that don't benefit them. That's where they complain about. I look at it, if you're in a relationship with a man, you like that man, etc., and he tells you, hey, these are my boundaries, and you want to go out to the club with your girls and behave like you're single, cool. You are effectively single at that point, and that man reserves the right to walk away from you. And I think he should, because as a self-respecting man that's providing a relationship and security to that woman, it's extremely disrespectful for her to put herself in a precarious situation to the relationship.
But who's
Stop
to
the
say
cap.
She can't also provide her own security. Like, she can also have a job, have her own money, and
Okay, that sounds great on paper,
Right.
but so does communism. Here's the problem.
So they have all this slick talk thing that sounds like they're saying something, but it's empty barrel, making the loudest noise. He said, that sounds good on paper, so it's communism, right? And you're like, oh, catchy, right? Entertaining, right? The reality is that they're talking about a potential wife, a girlfriend. She wanted to go out to a club with her friends to go hang out, grab a drink. And the only thing these dudes could talk about is how she's going to be smashed in the bathroom of the club. That's all they can think about. They can't help it. Okay? Now, gentlemen, let me tell you something. Is it possible that somebody will smash a chick in the bathroom of the club? Yes. Is it probable? No. Okay? It happens. Okay? But it's not always true. Okay? It happens, but it's not always true. That's the reality. Okay? So for someone to be running around the internet street and painting that picture to young men, it's no wonder why they're all running around with this insecurity. And when you say, oh, wait, now we know you're going to bring the insecurity. No, it is insecurity. That's exactly what it is. And I know you're afraid of the word insecurity or insecure. That's precisely what it is. When your girl goes out to hang out with her friends, the only thing you can think about is her being smashed in a bathroom somewhere. These are your reality. Okay? So even when you're triggered a little bit, you can't hold your cool. Shout out to Kiki's husband or ex-boyfriend now. Sorry, boyfriend. Right? You can't help yourself. Right? You're right. That's a problem. Right? You're right. She's effectively single once she decides to go. Because you're probably going to self-destruct that relationship anyway. You're actually right still. Right? But you're not going to blame society for that. That's all you. At least you helped create that. Right?
When women,
okay.
let me explain.
All right.
It's just like, because we're getting into the feminism topic.
All right.
Women, even when they make their own money and can provide their own security, they still want a man that makes, on average, about 56% more than they do. Women don't seek their equals most of the time. Bare minimum, they seek their equal. They want men that are better than them in almost every regard.
They're almost never saying anything that's wrong on paper. Shout out to him. He said paper earlier, right? He's not wrong about this part. The issue is always application. How do you apply this to your life? That's always been the issue, right? Do you turn this to be a fear for your own life? Because you will attract what you fear the most. That's why he's right. That woman is going to effectively make you single because she's going to wear some kind of transparent dress, go out and dance with Usher, and come back, and you will get what you wish for. You won't have to tell her she's single. She's probably going to listen to all this feminist on the internet tell her to leave your ass. Right? I didn't say it's your fault, but you helped create it. I know you don't like when I say it's your fault. So it's got to be the man's fault, right? No, it's not your fault. No. You're right. It's not your fault.
Height, income, strength, competence, confidence.
There's nothing wrong in terms of he's not wrong that these are the facts. But then the issue is that what's the problem? Some of us already knew this, and then we also know that we tend not to attract this type of chicks, the worst of them in the marketplace, because we don't focus on them. Because that's not who, we're not going to attract them, right? They don't want us, we don't want them. But these guys, these dudes right here, they don't want them, but then they want them, but then they're confused. It's like confusion. Do you want these chicks or you don't want them? Because it's confusion. Because it's breathing obsession.
All these things because women look for security long term. Men don't care about these things. So if a girl is...
Men do care about security long term. Precisely why he's talking about he wouldn't want that kind of chick in his life, right? He's actually obsessed with what he thinks, with the illusion of security by, trying to control the movement of a woman. He's actually obsessed with it. That's what he's demonstrating. That's what all of this topic is about. Now, shout out to him. He's making money from grifting. But these are the reality. This is the reality of some of their stories that has been exposed already. If you're wondering what we're talking about Fresh and Fit. The guys on the left-hand side in black. The guys on the right are part of the Iced Coffee podcast.
Is able to create her own security. That's great. Cool. But that's not something that men really care about.
Okay, if men don't care about it, you don't have to go for girls like that, right? What's the problem? Oh, well, we end up with girls like that sometimes, and then, it becomes about... listen, don't go for girls that make their own money. The problem should be solved easily. Since you're able to quickly dismiss them because they went out to hang out with a friend, then you should be okay with being single if that's what it takes. Just be okay with that. And that's what the white boys are trying to tell them.
I do want to bring it back to this club discussion. We should revisit that.
Sure.
Do you think that it could be rooted in some form of insecurity, not allowing your girl to go to the club? Because
he said, yeah, it's insecurity. That's why everybody keeps telling you. Everybody keeps saying insecurity because it's insecurity. You don't get to define what insecurity is. You don't get to pull out the dictionary meanings right now. If a couple of people are looking at your behavior and say, he reeks insecurity, you might want to pay attention to that. Yeah, maybe they're wrong, but at least pay some attention to it, right?
As for me personally, if
he said you went there.
If I was dating a girl and I truly I believed her and I thought that there was trust between us, I really couldn't care less. As long as she's safe and I know that she will be physically safe, she can go and do as she pleases.
You ever seen your girlfriend's phone or a girl's phone?
What did he just do? Fear mongering. We're gonna end here. This is called fear mongering. Okay, it can only catch other insecure men. Okay, the fear mongering thing will only catch other insecure men or hurt men or men that have gone through certain experiences and they don't go through proper healing. Those are the kind of guys that this will catch. So if this is still triggering you anytime you hear that, if you ever gone through your girl's phone, you're like, oh yeah, that's true. Guess what it's going to do? It's going to double down on that. Watch. He said no.
Take a look. just
He said take a look. Oh no, now I'm scared. I don't want to take a look Because what? Because I might find something.
One day, just pick it up one day. Like, you know what? I love you, baby. Can I see your phone real quick? I guarantee you, bro. You're gonna look.
That's the whole point. He missed the whole point. He said, no, I trust her. There's no need for me to do that. You need to do that. And as a matter of fact, if you have the questions and you have a need to do that, you need to go ahead and knock yourself out, because you're about to be single anyway. Because there's a good chance that she already knew that you're insecure as shit, and she's probably already smashing somebody. Again, you attract what you fear the most, right? I'm still watching this, by the way. I'm still halfway watching it. It's interesting.
I'm just saying, right, bro? Like, people you can trust to a certain extent, but environments you can't trust, because, for example, it might not be here.
This is justification of the bullshit.
Her ideal type of guy. Oh my God, that's like Des Bryant. You don't know who's in there. It's like, why be in that scenario when you don't?
It's the extremes. How do you go from one extreme to the other, right? It's like, oh, just check your girl's phone. Well, people you can trust. Well, they can kidnap her that night. You can trust the environment. No, like, the argument is discombobulated. What you were talking about is your insecurity, and you couldn't allow your girl to hang out with her friends on their birthday or her birthday at the club all by herself. Basically, you will lose your mind before she comes back. Those are the issues right now. Let's leave it at that. Let's keep it $1, 1 hour tonight, because we don't really, this 1 hour thing is not, it's not our thing. This 1 hour late night thing is not our thing, because me too, I'm tired, but I think we covered some nice justice tonight as a warm-up ahead of tomorrow. So make sure you're here 5 o'clock tomorrow 5 o'clock. Yes, 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. Also, I like to hear you guys' opinions and stuff like that. I know it's late night for many of you. You don't want to be calling and bothering or disturbing people sleeping in your households. So I can absolutely respect that. All right. So yes, thank you so much. Hopefully, don't forget, make sure if you're not yet a member of if you're not yet a My Empire, if you're not yet a partner with us, go ahead, go to loveandprestige.com, sign up there. You become a partner right away. You get to download the book for free. You have access to other courses on, obviously, love and prestige, romantic relationships, real estate, digital marketing. Okay, you can access all of that for free at loveandprestige.com. All right. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.